Imagine a constant critic in your head, always pointing out your flaws, never happy with your efforts, no matter how hard you try. This voice might seem like your own, but it's really an echo of past judgments. Voices of critical parents, demanding teachers, or even harsh peers. Every moment of your life, you are either reinforcing your self-esteem or undermining it, says Dr. Robert Anthony. This important statement underlines the crucial role of our inner dialogue, especially the voice of the inner critic, which whispers doubts during a presentation or criticizes you for past mistakes while you're trying to fall asleep. Recognizing and understanding this inner critic is not just about quieting a nagging voice. It's about changing harsh self-criticism into empowering self-compassion. By identifying the sources of our self-doubt and criticism, we can start to pull these learned voices away from our true self, setting the foundation for a more compassionate and accepting inner dialogue. Identifying the inner critic. Your inner critic is that internal voice that often judges, doubts, and criticizes your actions and thoughts. It's a part of your subconscious that can stem from past negative experiences, societal expectations, or parental influences. Recognizing this voice is the first step toward gaining control over it and not letting it undermine your self-esteem. Here's a practical tip. Start by noting down negative thoughts that frequently come up in your day. Do these thoughts have a common theme? Do they remind you of criticisms you heard from specific people in your past? This awareness helps you see the critic as separate from your own thinking. Let's explore the Iceberg Model for deeper insights. The Iceberg Model illustrates that much of our identity and reactions are driven by unseen forces, our beliefs, past traumas, and suppressed emotions. The inner critic resides here, in the deep, often unexplored layers of our subconscious and unconscious. For example, Sarah often criticizes her performance at work, hearing her inner critic tell her she's not good enough. By using the Iceberg Model, she discovers this belief stems from overly critical parents who set unrealistic standards. Recognizing the source allows her to begin questioning and reshaping these ingrained beliefs. So let's see how to transform the inner critic through a photo technique. This technique involves using old photographs to connect with and understand the origins of your inner critic. Photos could trigger memories and highlight the discrepancies between how you perceive yourself and how you were perceived by others. Here's a practical exercise. Select a childhood photo where you feel the presence of your inner critic. Reflect on what you were feeling at that moment and what you needed but didn't receive. Write a compassionate response to that child in the photo, addressing the critic's harsh words with understanding and support. Let's deepen understanding with the life map. The life map exercise involves drawing a timeline of your life's key events and labeling each with the emotions you felt. This visual map allows you to trace back to the origins of your inner critic's narratives. Here's some practical steps. Number 1, draw a line on a large sheet of paper, marking significant life events along the timeline. Next to each event, note the emotions, thoughts you had. This is where your inner critic is born. Number 3, look for patterns or recurring themes. Ask yourself, what's the underlying belief here? And is it genuinely true? In conclusion, understanding and reforming your inner critic is a journey toward freeing yourself from self-imposed limitations. By employing the Iceberg Model, engaging with the photo technique, and creating your life map, you equip yourself with the tools to rewrite the narrative your inner critic has been telling you. Take these insights and practice this forward. Also, check out another video on reframing your thoughts and harnessing your affirmations. Remember, challenge the inner critic, nurture your true self, and move towards a life marked by self-compassion and empowerment. Let's commit to this transformative process today.